Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite...
The role of Mary requires you to be a triple threat performer. What skill did you really need to work hard on in preparation for playing Mary?
I guess I've been working for about 10 years as a professional triple threat, but few roles come along that require so much of each discipline.
Yeah.
So I needed to really extend my soprano singing range because I'd been belting for a lot of other shows, and I'm not the world's greatest tapper, so Matt Lee certainly helped me with some of the tap numbers in the show.
Yeah.
And overall, I guess it's just a discipline of stamina, because the show, there's 7 massive production numbers in the show, so really you can't build up stamina. You have to do the show over and over and over. So the first 2 months of rehearsals I needed to really work on core strength, because I fly and I fly in first, so it's quite taxing, and I wear a corset and a harness for a lot of the show. So I guess they were the things physically that I needed to work on, and also just entering into the world of Mary Poppins and deciding how I wanted to portray that character.
There was a fair amount of publicity when they were casting the show about not being able to find a Mary. So where did they find you?
Well, the reason I didn't audition originally because I was doing Jersey Boys before that, and I was contracted to that show. So I just thought, well, Mary Poppins, it's a lovely role, and I think I would give it a good go. But I have to say goodbye to this one because I'm doing another show. And then they couldn't find anybody, and the casting director called me and said, look, I really think you should audition. And so I did, and they seemed to like what I did. And I did quite a few Australian auditions, and then they flew me over to Amsterdam because they were producing the show in Holland, and the creative team needed to see me. So yeah, and the rest is history.
Great. So just for young dancers who are out there and young theatre makers, what advice would you give to them in terms of following a musical career? What tips would you give?
Look, I have to thank WAPA or any institution that you can study at. I studied in Perth, a Bachelor of Music Theatre, and it certainly gave me a great grounding in what I did. And then I guess staying true to yourself, not trying to be, of course there are disciplines and there are techniques that you need to have a really good grounding in, but staying true to yourself, and it's hard work. You have to work really hard and be prepared to devote a lot of yourself to it, but if there's not a uniqueness, then you just blend into the crowd. So staying true to that one thing that makes you different.